Talent hits a target no one else can hit. Genius hits a target no one else can see. To live alone is the fate of all great souls. All truth passes through 3 stages. First, it is ridiculed. Second, it is violently opposed. Third, it is accepted as being self-evident. It is difficult to find happiness within oneself, but it is impossible to find it anywhere else. Life swings like a pendulum backward and forward between pain and boredom. A pessimist is an optimist in full possession of the facts. A man can be himself only so long as he is alone, and if he does not love solitude, he will not love freedom, for it is only when he is alone that he is really free. The 2 enemies of human happiness are pain and boredom. Life without pain has no meaning. What people commonly call fate is mostly their own stupidity. Mostly it is loss which teaches us about the worth of things. Great men are like eagles and build their nest on some lofty solitude. Just remember, once you're over that hill, you begin to pick up speed. Ordinary people merely think how they shall spend their time. A man of talent tries to use it. Thus, the task is not so much to see what no one yet has seen, but to think what nobody yet has thought about that which everybody sees. Each day is a little life, every waking and rising a little birth, every fresh morning a little youth, every going to rest and sleep a little death. A man can do what he wants, but not want what he wants. Every man takes the limits of his own field of vision for the limits of the world. Music is the answer to the mystery of life, the most profound of all the arts. It expresses the deepest thoughts of life. In the whole world, there is no study so beneficial and so elevating as that of the Upanishads. It has been the solace of my life. It will be the solace of my death. Compassion is the basis of morality. Life is a constant process of dying. A high degree of intellect tends to make a man unsocial. The more unintelligent a man is, the less mysterious existence seems to him. Patriotism is the passion of fools and the most foolish of passions. Genius and madness have something in common. Both live in a world that is different from that which exists for everyone else. The greatest of follies is to sacrifice health for any other kind of happiness. The truth can wait, for it lives a long life. The world is my representation. A sense of humor is the only divine quality of man. Our life is a loan received from death, with sleep as the daily interest on this loan. There is only one inborn error, and that is the notion that we exist in order to be happy. The universe is a dream by a single dreamer, where all the dream characters dream too. One should use common words to say uncommon things. In their hearts, women think that it is men's business to earn money and theirs to spend it. Intellect is a magnitude of intensity, not a magnitude of extensity. After your death, you will be what you were before your birth. To be alone is the fate of all great minds, a fate deplored at times, but still always chosen as the less grievous of two evils. To overcome difficulties is to experience the full delight of existence. It would be better if there were nothing, since there is more pain than pleasure on earth. Every satisfaction is only transitory, creating new desires and new distresses, and the agony of the devoured animal is always far greater than the pleasure of the devourer. Human life must be some form of mistake. The present is the only reality and the only certainty. Each day is a little life. Change alone is eternal, perpetual, immortal. Materialism is the philosophy of the subject who forgets to take account of himself. It is difficult to keep quiet if you have nothing to do. Women remain children all their lives, for they always see only what is near at hand, cling to the present, take the appearance of a thing for reality, and prefer trifling matters to the most important. We seldom think of what we have, but always of what we lack. Therefore, rather than grateful, we are bitter. Money is human, happiness in the abstract. No rose without a thorn, but many a thorn without a rose. Pleasure is never as pleasant as we expected it to be, and pain is always more painful. The pain in the world always outweighs the pleasure. If you don't believe it, compare. A hedge between keeps friendship green. He who does not enjoy solitude will not love freedom. Religion is the masterpiece of the art of animal training, for it trains people as to how they shall think. If God made this world, then I would not want to be the God. It is full of misery and distress that it breaks my heart. In reading, the mind is, in fact, only the playground of another's thoughts. There is something in us that is wiser than our head. The common man is not concerned about the passage of time. The man of talent is driven by it. Every child is in a way a genius, and every genius is in a way a child. To buy books would be a good thing if we also could buy the time to read them. A man becomes a philosopher by reason of a certain perplexity from which he seeks to free himself. No one can transcend their own individuality. Truth is most beautiful and draped. The life of every individual is really always a tragedy, but gone through in detail, it has the character of a comedy. Time is that in which all things pass away. The safest way of not being very miserable is not to expect to be very happy. The alchemists in their search for gold discovered many other things of greater value. Men are the devils of the earth, and the animals are its tormented souls. Genius is an intellect that has become unfaithful to its destiny. Life is full of troubles and vexations that one must either rise above it by means of corrected thoughts or leave it. Pantheism is only a polite form of atheism. Everybody's friend is nobody's. Every nation ridicules other nations, and all are right. Men are by nature merely indifferent to one another, but women are by nature enemies. The tallest oak tree once was an acorn that any pig could have swallowed. Wealth is like seawater. The more we drink, the thirstier we become, and the same is true of fame. Dream big, work hard, stay humble. Do it now sometimes, later becomes never. If you don't sacrifice for what you want becomes the sacrifice. Discipline equals freedom. Dream big. I don't stop when I'm tired, I stop when I'm done. If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. Assume life will be really tough, and then ask if you can handle it. If the answer is yes, you've won.